Hello folks, it's me RH131 and we're back with World of Tanks Blitz. Today's going to be a follow-up video to yesterday. We're still reviewing the GUP tanks collection. This is going to be on the Kuro Mori Mini. Probably did not pronounce that right, but oh well. So stats-wise, well, the stats kind of speak for themselves because this is, for all intents and purposes, a Tier 6 Tiger tank using the historically accurate configuration, which would be the L56 88mm gun instead of the L71 that you can mount as the top gun on the Tiger one at Tier 7. Now, this tank is, being a Tier 6, you would expect it to have better armor than the Tiger at Tier 7. And that is partially the case, but not really. The Kuro still suffers from the same problem the Tiger has, is that its armor isn't sloped, the angle doesn't count for anything, and it really doesn't help to bounce any shots. So what you're going to want to play this tank as, you can see here we're going to be in a Tier 7 game on the Canyon map, and the nice thing about the Canyon map is this midsection here that's elevated, and there's two things that are going to help you out a lot when you're playing in either this tank or the Tiger, and that is being able to read the enemy's composition and know where they're going to be, and having knowledge of tactics such as sniping mainly. Now, what you'll see me doing here is the enemy is obviously all heavy, so I assumed they would be going into the factory area, and that is correctly assumed, and I'm going to get nice shots into the back of that Tiger. Now, including me, there are 4 Tiger tanks in this game. There's 3 Kuros and this Tiger one. And we're going to check at the end of the game and see who does what the most effectively. Now, you put a couple shots in that Tiger, we're going to switch fire immediately to this KB2, who is paying not the least bit of attention to his mini-map or the fact that there's a Tiger shooting him in the ass. I switched target into his turret there, trying to get an ammo rack. Not able to do that. He's finally notices, after losing half his health, that I'm back here. And he's not done being retarded because he's going to back out with a turret that's mounted on the floor. And then, look at that. Where the hell that was shooting at, I don't know. It was never going to hit me. And he's finally decided to sit behind that rock. And no problem, we're going to look, find another target. Here it is, Tier 6, another Kuro, right to the side. 100mm at the front of this tank, 82 at the sides and rear. Absolutely paper. Now you're going to see here, that's the other thing with this tank. This gun is a laser, but that's only when the tank is stationary and you give it a second to aim. So what's best to do is, you see here, I move, stop, take a second to aim, and fire it into the back of that Tiger. And we're going to fire another one into the back, and it just misses, hits off that corner of that building. And we're not done here, because they still are going to back into my line of fire. Now, this tank does not have nearly the DPM the Tiger does, but it is certainly not bad. As you can see here, with the adrenaline, we're able to put nice shots into the back of this KV-1S. And we're going to get one more off before he slips behind the cover of that wall. And we're finally going to abandon that spot. It's no longer useful. And as you can see there, I've taken no damage the entire game, and I've put in at least 10 shots, probably more. I think I'm at 13 right now, 13 shots in. I'm going to try and can we get the KV-1S? Nope, backs up, he's eliminated. 1 tank left, it's Sherman Jumbo. And he is going to give us the side of his tank, going to drive out there. He is done for. So, like I said, 4 Tigers in total in this game. And what was the result for me? High caliber, 2600 damage, nice amount of XP and credits. And as you can see there, no hits received, 14 shots fired, pretty good result. Every other Tiger in that game, the second highest Tiger was a Kuro, did 900 damage, and he was brawling in the town. If you notice, only one shot that all 4 of the Tigers hit combined bounced. Now, that's not including tracking shots, but only one shot out of all the times they were shot at bounced. And that right there is why you cannot rely on the armor of a Tiger, either at Tier 6 or at Tier 7. It's just too little and it's not sloped enough. I mean, even with side scraping, the Tiger is not designed for that because the box sort of shape of the hull is just not able to bounce shots at all. Because here's the thing, if you side scrape to get the gun around the corner, you're going to have to show part of the front of your tank. And the front of your tank is just as flat as the side of the tank, so it's not going to have nearly the angle enough. So you should definitely not try, well, I shouldn't say you shouldn't try, but you should definitely not rely on side scraping to bounce shots. You shouldn't overall rely to bounce shots in this tank. Now, the nice thing about the Kuro being a tier lower is if you're in a tier 5 game like this, your armor is going to be somewhat effective against the tier 5s, but even then it's going to be pushing it. The only thing that's going to be reliable against tier 5 tanks, and even then it's going to be a little iffy, is your turret. The turret on the Tiger is useless against pretty much every tier 6, 7, 8 and up, but it is very good against tier 5s, just because they don't have the penetration. And we're here on Mayan Ruins, and I'm taking up another aggressive sniping spot in the middle of the map. We actually have some competition here. This Anko is committing suicide, so we're just going to farm some damage off the tanks that are attacking him. We're going to put 2 into the Easy 8, and we're going to go for a third one. This is going to be a high explosive round because he's showing us the ass, and he is done. Now I'm initially thinking about going after that Jackson, but the RE8 over there is dead. So that would lead me up to flanking fire, and that's not something I want to put your Tiger into. You definitely don't want to... You're never going to be able to bounce shots from the front, let alone from the rear and the side. Now, this is a newer map, and I'm still getting the hang of the gun depression angles, so this is going to look pretty stupid. And I am going to take a hit from that 3002M, but I'm going to bounce the Su-85. Now, here's the thing about tier 5 tanks. Yes, you're still a Tiger. Yes, that's an Su-85, and it's 2 tiers lower, but there are still weak points on the front of the tank. For one, there's a driver's port. There's a driver's port on the left-hand side. That's pretty much guaranteed penetration if you shoot at it with any tier 5, 6, 7 up tank. That's a big weak spot on the hull, and that is where the Su-85 was able to penetrate me at. Now we're able to get the gun depression angles down. This 3001D is going to try at me, but he is not presenting himself a good target for me. And I've got a KV-2 up here that's going to discourage him from poking further. I'm going to put another one in the KV-1S, and this 3002M is going to break off. Looks like he's heading up the other way, and I see this Jackson over here, so why not just take a free kill? He's not paying attention, we'll just end that. Now we're going to turn around and deal with the 3002M that's trying to go on the flank. Now, ranged fighting is your best friend in the Tiger and the Kuro. But in situations like this, it is 100% okay to go in for a brawl because you are still a heavy tank. You gotta put your armor at him. You can see the angle I'm doing here is the optimal angle for the Tiger, and we are going to be able to bounce the second shot off, putting very good hits into him. I've got a Sentinel supporting me as well. We're able to bounce 2 of the 3 shots he fired at us there. That's the angle you want to be at if you're ever facing a enemy tier 6, 7, 5. That's the angle you want to put your tank at. And there's really nothing else going in, so I skipped the end part of that battle. I never got anything else. And there you go, another high caliber. 2,500-ish damage that time. 12 shots, 12 hits, 12 penetrations. And as you can see there, we bounced just over half the rounds we took. And that's pretty much the story that you want to go with when you're in the Kuro. Definitely don't want to use this as, per se, ARL, as even a 3600 1H, other tier 6 German heavy, has a bit better armor characteristics than the Tiger. And as you can see here, I was able to research the Hetzer, and we're going to have a video on that very shortly. That's going to be all for right now, and I will see you guys next time.